What's happening, everybody? We welcome you back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. We are going to be joined in... Oh, well, no, we can... Hey, look.
Good to go.
Good to
maybe.
Go. Apologies again to Jack Hafferkamp. I have a feeling the way that Jimmy Kimmel does the apologies to Matt Damon for not getting him on, we might just forget Jack Hafferkamp on accident every episode from now on and leave him just waiting in the Zoom. We are joined in studio by Dave Ring and Bodie DeSilva. As always, Bodie is joining us on behalf of Scorebook Live, the official content provider of all things high school sports. If you use the other company, you a punk, and we're going to hunt you down, and we're going to beat you. Dave Ring is joining us on behalf of DR Player Development. He is the ultimate hitting instructor, anything you need, softball, baseball. Do you teach people how to hit another sport? Like, I guess you could teach lacrosse players kind of how to hack at it.
We've had some cricket. We've had cricket.
But yeah, mostly
lots of wiffle ball.
Okay.
Lots of some golf, and mostly wiffle
baseball
golf.
Players play golf, so you
Correct.
can teach them how to do a little bit of that. But we're going to get to all sorts of their stuff. As always, the whiteboard has a great question for everyone this week. I think that this is a true statement. I don't care if anybody else thinks this is a true statement. It might not be, but pitchers are athletes too, and he won a CIF championship in football this year, so I stand by it.
As someone who's got to do an end of the year male and female athlete of the year,
he's a contender.
He's certainly been at the top of my list.
Okay.
I look at it as someone that has to play multiple sports. Not that that's a written rule, but you want to be best athlete, you got to show me more than one sport. Like, yes. Or just be Jake Jackson and dominate all three.
Oh, man. Retroactively, we should vote for Jake Jackson.
It should just be the Jake Jackson Award. The Jake Jackson and Jax Leatherwood Award. 2 years in a row, you get three sport guys.
Wait, well, we're going to put two things on the poll here at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram is where you can find all the polls. Should the Best Athlete of the Year award be the Jake Jackson Award? And then the second question will be, is the Jake Jackson / Jax Leatherwood Athlete of the Year Award a tad bit wordy? Will be the two questions we have on San Diego Prep Insider at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram. We're going to talk rankings, dingers, game balls, all that kind of goodness. But also, we are going to take our very first look at power rankings throughout all the divisions and kind of see who is who, maybe who's the favorite as we head in. We're a little bit past the midway point now. I think we're into not quite, I feel like home stretch is like we got like a week or two left of the season.
Yeah, most teams have 12, 10, 13 games left.
So we're like a month plus right now. So we're not quite in the home stretch, but we now have a little bit more crystal clear picture as to what some of the races are going. So let's start, as always, with the outdated Scorebook Live rankings from Monday. Scorebook Live is the best. Download the SBLive Sports app. All hail their leaders. Mr. Beach, you are the best.
It's become a tradition this year of whatever I put on Monday, it's going to change drastically.
Yeah, also, what the hell, baseball teams?
Yeah.
No, hold on. Specific bone to pick with you, Del Norte. The week that Torrey climbs the rankings, give us 1 week of calmness. Let Torrey be up there. Don't just immediately
pick them off twice.
Just pick them off twice. Like, pick a lane, Del Norte baseball. Be mediocre or be excellent. Just one of the two. You guys are also also, side question open to Del Norte baseball. What's the frog on the sombrero? Just want to know, asking for a friend. We had a bit of a question also just in general with Del Norte Athletics, because if you go to their soccer, the Max Preps, proof that Max Preps is just an awful company and doesn't work. If you go to the Max Preps page of the Del Norte boys soccer roster, it's just Superman hugging Godzilla. So just want to know in general what the culture is there. It's very loosey-goosey, but the baseball question specifically. All right, Bodie DeSilva, the Scorebook Live rankings this week, please.
Yeah, so started off with Cathedral Catholic at number 1, and they proceeded to lose to Christian yesterday, so keeping up with the trends. But I think that just speaks to, with so many of these teams, the Western League and the North County Coastal League, so deep, so talented. You've got Del Norte, who's on this list as well, but they're 3-0. Meanwhile, Torrey and Lacoste have combined to not win a league game, so who knows what to think there. Patrick Henry at number 2. They lost to Saints yesterday. They're going to play again tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. Saints coming in at number 3. I think they just need to kind of pick off these teams and find wins of teams ahead of them. So far, they'd split with Granite. They've split with San Marcos. We'll see if they end up taking 2 or split with Patrick Henry. Torrey at number 4. Granite Hills at number 5. I think they're that lone one in this group that is playing in a league where it doesn't have any other ranked teams. I expect Granite to dominate, though they did lose to Grossmont last week. Lacoste at number 6. Carlsbad 7. Rancho Bernardo 8. They're all coming back from the Boris Classic last week. Carlsbad and RB played that final game, so that's why I gave Carlsbad the flip right there. But RB picked off Lacoste this week, so just another one there. Sage Creek coming in at number 9 and Del Norte at number 10. After the tough start, Del Norte's been rolling for a while now, and now 3-0 in North County Coastal. And the 5 others that I've been looking at, Santa Fe Christian, East Lake, Coronado, San Marcos, and La Jolla Country Day. And shout out to Bishops that so far this week in 2 games against La Jolla Country Day, they have a tie and a win. So they're showing that they can step up and play with
Small
those.
issue with the tie.
It
That
happens.
game took so long.
Correct.
That my kid got home late and threw the whole night off, like the whole routine and everything. So listen, Bishops, you know that we have a special place in our heart for you.
What was it? 10-10 and 8 or 10-10 and 9?
Like
Yeah. Too many runs.
Yeah, but just like if the secondary intern is coming to watch the games, quick games.
There we go.
All right, Dave Ring, your rebuttal.
Good news is I didn't get any emails or DMs this week.
Oh wait, can I just interrupt you right there? Just the weekly, the Mr. Arnold DM of the week segment. We got to give a shout out to Tyler Arnold for committing to play baseball at Hawaii.
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go.
Congratulations. Fantastic news. All right, top 10 for me, Patrick Henry. I'm going to put them at number 1 right now. I think they deserve the nod. Bodie's got them up at the top 2. I got Saints at 2, Cathedral back to 3, Torrey 4, Granite Hills, San Marcos, RB, East Lake, and, I mean, LCC, Carlsbad, you can't really leave them out. Their records aren't the best. I'm going to honor the guys with the better records right now. And then Del Norte, man, huge wins over Torrey. That's impressive.
Yeah, 3-0 in that league to start. So
I mean, they got a really good squad. I'm going to start talking a lot about the guys on that team. They're young, but lots of ball players, lots of good pitching. Very impressive team, for sure.
It's always hard in baseball it's kind of a double-edged sword that we talk about, how it's like they play all these games, they play big opponents and all that. So it is hard sometimes to look at like what is 8-4, what is 7-7 versus 10-3, because even if you say, well, this one, like if you say both teams have crazy strength of schedule and all that, sometimes it's also just like, where did they line up pitching wise? Did Team A beat Team B because Team A was on their ace and Team B, just like there's so many variables that you want to believe that some of those squads maybe that are even at or like slightly below 500 are still like championship caliber contenders, because you're like, all they really need to do is get it straightened out for a couple of games towards the end of the season. Let's go on to Dave's Dingers.
Let's do it. This is a fun segment this week. I've got a lot of cool ones. Jack Circuit, man, he's got 5 for La Jolla Country Day.
Complete the circuit.
Getting to the top of the leaderboard slowly but surely. Darren Lopez, El Camino, he's got 5 Jimmies. This guy's hitting .439, 20 RBIs, really putting it all together this year. Consistency, good at bats. Like I said, the 20 RBIs, he's driving in runs. Hard worker in the classroom and on the field, man. I really think this guy might be one of our next, future D1 athletes. Next dinger goes to Dominic Jones, first baseman for El Capitan. He's got 4 bombs. We don't talk about those guys out there in Lakeside too much.
El Cap, he's leading them, but there's a couple guys on El Cap that have a couple of home runs.
Totally. I just wanted to highlight those guys for sure. Xavier Farnham, catcher for Christian. He now has 3 home runs. I don't know if anyone noticed, but they did beat Cathedral.
they did.
Your beloved CCHS team.
6-3, my beloved team.
Yeah, that Western League I thought was going to be good. It might even be better. You get Point Loma and Madison end up tying yesterday. Another tie there.
But hey, I don't mind other ties. Only ties that directly affect my ability to sleep.
There was some serious energy in that Christian Cathedral game, though. Oh, man. Like
A little bit of a holy war.
Just people, you're so fired up. I mean, it fires me up, man.
One more time.
I didn't want to wake the baby. Sorry. Eli Selga, my guy over there at Cathedral, 2 bombs, including a grand slam. He's got a 479 batting average. Brooks Bachman, same thing, Cathedral, 2 bombs. He's a Colorado Mesa commit, 444 batting average. Richie Moore, Del Norte. He's one of the dudes over at Del Norte leading the way, 2 dingers. Man, this was a lot of fun this week watching home runs, especially whether it's San Diego Prep Insider posting them or me just getting
this week. It was you. You took
people.
the point on the home runs.
There was a lot of fun ones to watch. I love the energy. I think people need to chill out on the height of the bat flips at times and the length
I've seen
of them.
some close calls where the guy in the batter's circle is going to get clipped.
Some people be showing me some videos where I'm like, those are the vibes. We talk about vibes.
Let's talk about.
You just got to get the spin rate like Fernando.
Can that be next week's rankings? Just top 10 vibes.
Yes.
Just instead of actual skill rankings, just top 10 vibes.
Teams with the most vibes.
Yeah, team vibe rankings will
Deal.
be next week.
I'm writing that down right now.
And it seems that everybody. This is
because we already did the best bench.
Yes, we did.
San Diego.
We're
Best
crossing
vibes.
sports a little bit, but so far it does seem that Sophia Burmeister at Poway is where everybody is chasing. Because it seems that every home run she hits is an absolute no doubter, so she just stands there and then does the bat flip. Like, so that's a different level of it. Gavin Vanderpool is an early favorite for some of the bat flips. I think that
My girl Kira Azumi hit 2 home runs for Frances Parker. She's a crossover. She plays both baseball and softball.
Oh, there we go.
And she actually pitches in baseball and then hits dingers in softball. It's pretty cool. I mean, she's my hero.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it. Bodie, game balls?
Yeah, got a lot from baseball and softball across the county. I'll start with Xavier Farnham, who we just mentioned. 9 hits in his last 4 games, homered in their win against Cathedral yesterday.
Wow.
Nick Romero from Eastlake struck out 10 in a 3-hit shutout against Classical Academy.
Eastlake heating up.
Eastlake, yep. Yeah, it's no shock. They may not have been up in the top 5 early on, but it's Eastlake. The lineup's great. They're going to come around. Everett Wisdom from Poway, 3 for 4, a home run, walk, drove in 2 runs in their win against Fallbrook. Michael Ivanjak from Saints, 1 hitter, struck out 4 in their 2-0 win against Montgomery. Bradley Phillips from Santana, 3 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 stolen bases in their shutout win against Steel Canyon. Jessica Phelps from Del Norte softball, single, double, home run, drove in 3 runs in a win against Rancho Bernardo. 2 very good softball teams there, Del Norte and Rancho Bernardo. Maya McGowan from Poway, talking of athletes of the year, last year's San Diego Female Athlete of the Year, also a standout basketball player. 6 no-hit innings, struck out 7 in their win against San Marcos. McKenna Geiger from Patrick Henry hit her 6th home run of the year and drove in 4 runs against Brawley. And finishing off with Ariana Zinsmeister from San Pasqual, struck out 13 in 8 shutout innings in a 1-0 win against Mira Mesa.
Last name. Zinsmeister.
Yeah, right?
Let's go. Something randomly just jumped into my brain here as I'm scrolling through, trying to post more on our, trying to post all the polls. I wanted to add in, can we make a petition to get Brandon Arrington at Mount Miguel to start trying to play center field?
There you
I
go.
don't care if he knows how to hit. Brandon.
It's the Chris Olave method from years back. Get him out there, pinch runner, play some outfield,
he would be
track
Ricky
it down.
Anderson.
Yeah.
If, Brandon, I don't think you realize, because probably football is your primary calling, and then track you could be an Olympian. But if you learned even how to just chop down on the ball, just put a good hack downwards, you would run everything out. Dave, this kid ran on
the left side of the box.
A 10-4, like a 10-4
as a
200
sophomore.
meter as a sophomore.
Wow.
And so Brandon, just on behalf of all the baseball community in San Diego, just try it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna necessarily love it at the high school level, but Billy Hamilton made it to the majors, made a ton of money playing center field, stealing bases. Yep. All I'm saying. All right, game balls, Dave.
Well, I want to stick with the theme of honoring coaches.
Come on in.
Intern's here.
The intern is back.
What's up? You haven't come. You haven't joined us for a show all year. Are you gonna come sit? All right, hi, buddy.
The Point Loma Minister of Propaganda has returned.
What's up, my dude? All right, so like I said, I wanted to honor a coach. This has been every show where we've had a coach that's reached a milestone this week. Chris Lamb over at Scripps Ranch,
intern,
up to 150 wins now.
There you go.
Oh my goodness!
You came in just to talk about the Scripps Ranch.
Super happy for you, my guy. Chris Lamb, one of the great guys, great coaches in San Diego. Known him for a long time. Just a great dude. Happy for you, man. 150 wins, first milestone of many, on the way to 600, right?
Yeah, there's a couple more even coming up that are less than 5 games away. So a couple of those more will see. Yeah, it's crazy how everything's happening that way.
Was that all of the game balls?
No,
okay.
That wasn't. But the
intern massively interrupted us.
The intern might have erased my game balls.
No way. Are you serious?
With a note.
That would be hilarious.
There they are again. It came back. All right. I got to shout out some pitchers this week. Jack Clark, 60 Ks at UC High. He's got a 1.36 ERA. Playing in a lower division, but this guy's stuff is... He's got to be one of the best uncommitted arms in San Diego.
Someone lock that up, yo.
Which leads into this week's list of top uncommitted seniors. So.
There you go. So I made Bodie's intro easy. Christian Garcia over at Claremont, 66 Ks, 0.34 ERA. It's literally like, he's let up a half a run this year. At this
point, just give one run up just to let the offense feel okay.
Cole Roberts, he's over at La Jolla. He's got a 1.35. I see him with 5 wins right now. Man, what I've noticed is that there's kind of a drop off in terms of like where the hitters are. There's a bunch of really solid hitters at the top, and then some hitters are struggling this year. So, like I said, this week is more pitcher heavy.
It seems to be a little bit boomer bust. It seems like there is a group at the top having a like there's a group of like 40 to 100 hitters, depending on how you want to classify having a great year. They're having like great years.
Totally.
And then other than that, pitching is winning the rest of those battles.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's where this week it was hard for me to find some offensive game balls, even though, the guys from Saints, the usual suspects, have been putting up runs. I mean, even the guys from Carlsbad and all those teams are easy to talk about, right? But you got to note the pitching has been impressive in certain divisions, and even in the lower divisions, there's guys that are aces that I think are have a chance to be all CIF, all league, and congrats to you guys on a fantastic start to the halfway through the year, right?
Yeah.
Right, Kings?
I think the intern, can you hold the microphone up to the intern? I want to give a game ball out to Will Stanford. Go Point Loma. That's who I'm voting for. Okay, thank you, Kingsley. A great contribution to the show. Bodie, do you want to take over do you have more? Or did we get all of your game balls? The intern is fantastically disrupting our production. This is the happiest I've seen the intern in a couple of weeks.
You're such a sweetie.
I would stop this, but we've been missing the intern this year, so we're gonna let this ride for. Hey, intern. That might be an inappropriate workplace touching, intern. Bodie, we had asked for pre-show if you could queue up. Hey, okay, Kingsley, get your booty out of here. We had talked about wanting to start, now that we're in the home-ish stretch, get a little bit more clear picture of the playoffs, if you will. So let's go lowest division to highest division, and we're going to have Bodie is going to read off. You want to do top 2, top 3?
Top 2.
Top 2.
Yeah.
He'll give us top 2 teams, and then Dave, it'll be up to you and I to say, do we like those guys right now, or do we like the field? Don't even need to go specifically into who out of the field you like, but just, do we like those guys? Do we like the field? Just kind of set up the scene for everybody in terms of where the division races are going to be going down the stretch. So
good time for it to freeze on me as well, too.
Great. The intern shows up to erase game balls, break computers. You only want to talk about Point Loma baseball, don't you? You just want to say, or Ramona, too, now. Oh, you want to talk about Ramona? That'd be more Bodie's dog wants to talk about Ramona.
Yeah, there you as I pull it up. In Division One, obviously open.
Nope, we said lowest to high, or you got to go highest to lowest deal. We'll go Division One.
Yeah, it's what I have up for right now. So right now there, as we now get a 504 error from CIF, maybe they are working on something, and now I don't have any rankings.
All right, so fair enough.
There's that.
So there's that. There's proof that if the dog interrupting the show and licking one of our analysts didn't prove to you that we are a fly by the seat of our pants operation, the broken internet also proves it. That hey, look, we try our best, but spinning a lot of plates. I'm going to continue to filibuster until Bodie either gives me the thumbs up or down if the internet just is dead. And I will say that we will talk about the location for the baseball finals has been announced, and I think that baseball finals are always great wherever they're being held. I didn't mind when they were at Poway. I love when they're at USD. If you want to play them at UCSD, I don't really care anything other than just singularly the UCSD parking situation is not like the best, but I think in general, like 100% love all of the venues that they go for.
Yeah,
so Bodie,
college venues to me, it just feels a little bit different.
I mean, yes, it always feels different.
Yeah, so Open and D1 will be at USD. That's a doubleheader. It's on a Thursday, which is an interesting thing there. That's what the Division 2-1 was last year when we saw Sage beat Cathedral. So Open at 7, D1 at 4, Thursday, May 23rd, both at USD. They have not announced for Division 2, 3, or 4 yet. And then 5 and 5 AA will be a doubleheader on that same Thursday over at UCSD. So unfortunately, can't make all of those. But I do like Open and D1 back-to-back, same place. Going to be really good crowds there at USD, and Fowler Park is a great place for that.
Absolutely. How are we looking internet-wise? Are we 505 timed out on or is it giving us the 505 timed out on this week's episode?
It appears to be. I'm guessing.
I would love to see
the CIF office is doing something on the back.
I would love to see some games at Point Loma Nazarene too. I think they need to get in the mix.
There you go.
That field is unreal. I got a chance to coach some games there over the summer, and the vibes there, that is a college field. I mean, and the same thing with UCSD. I mean, it's just got unreal vibes, state, but I would like to see Point Loma Nazarene get in the mix.
I always see Point Loma brought up when people talk about best backdrops. I mean, it's hard to beat that one there.
They should be in the mix. It should be like a triangle of fields where we get to alternate between those three.
Largely, people don't realize that it comes down to CIF is just at the whim of whatever the schools have scheduled. So it's just they would like to
price
have
it out at and all that.
Most of the colleges, relatively affordable. And like the SDSU one last year, to have it doubled as the baseball and softball at the same time was fantastic. And all of the experiences that CIF puts on are great. I think that the baseball over anything else has more better options in San Diego because Viejas for basketball is it's too big. It's only the open division game's ever going to even put a dent
expensive,
in covering those costs. REMAC it's not REMAC anymore. It's
Lion Tree.
Lion Tree Arena is like the perfect middle. I don't even know if it's Jenny Craig. To me, they're Viejas, Jenny Craig, and REMAC, but like only one of those is still the right sponsor.
Yeah, no, I think Lion Tree. It's tough with this year. I mean, you only have Open there in the past. I know they've had some D1, but I think that's the perfect venue of you get big games. You're gonna get a really good crowd, and it's just. Well, but it's not what I'm saying centrally located. You're just never going to have an option for whatever is that way.
So what I was trying to just bring up is that though, if it's just really mostly UCSD and a little bit of USD, I guess I never really thought about Point Loma Nazarene could be an okay.
Yeah.
Theirs is, I don't want to be disrespectful, but theirs is kind of the same gym as San Marcos High School. Yeah. Like it's the same general vibe and setup. It's nothing like, oh my goodness. But you at the college level, USD, UCSD, SDSU, Point Loma Nazarene, all great options. Yeah. So the baseball ones are always going to get a little bit better opportunities. Logistics bore the intern. She's out.
Petco Park games are coming up soon here for a lot of teams.
They are, yeah.
People are stoked. Everyone's so excited. Lots of new teams getting a chance to do it this year.
Yeah, with the rotation, it's kind of the best you can ask. So I know East Lake, Montgomery, I believe, is one of the games. I don't have them all in front of me
Nobody
as
asked
I
you that.
try and look. But
Bodie's going to take one last stab to see if the internet rankings are up.
504. We'll call this episode 504.
What a perfect end to this episode.
Yeah.
The intern shows up, and we're all stoked to see the intern, and then just straight off the rails.
She used to
just
every show. Hanging out on my lap last year.
She was the Point Loma Minister of
Right.
Propaganda. She was here talking about the pointers, licking your face.
Now, just first episode in a year that she came
First
out.
episode this season, and we get about a 10-minute cameo, and then she hears the baby.
getting flustered about a door being open.
No, she's the. If anybody has the most matronly, motherly, parental instincts, it's the dog in this family. The dog wants to raise the baby and is always concerned about the baby in a special kind of way, but just licking the baby does not provide it any sustenance.
Yeah, that's
or
not
help.
good. That's not good.
It grows the immune system. My daughter's not going to be allergic to anything ever. Yes. Also, I appreciate as always you guys
Monta
not
Vista,
bringing
Mount
sexual
Miguel will
harassment
also be at
suits.
Petco Park. So those are some good ones. I know what the full schedule will be out here soon enough. So
All right. Well, on behalf of the internet that Joe Hines and those guys are updating right now, we will 504 timeout on all of you guys for this episode. Go Mar Vista. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.